When Meghan and Harry visited Ireland in 2018, the cameras caught smiles, laughter, and what looked like the perfect fairy tale romance. A body language expert even told the Daily Mail that Meghan's constant eye contact with Harry was so sweet, proof of how in love they were. But I don't see it that way. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you know that love bombing isn't just about charm and gifts. Even in the honeymoon phase, control starts creeping in. And eye grazing, that's one of the sneakiest ways to test it. So while the headlines called it devotion, I'm going to show you another side. In these clips, we'll break down 4 ways Meghan used eye grazing to quietly train Harry, from silent tests to micro signals to public praise with private power, and yes, the invisible leash. Because what looked sweet to the outside world may have already been a lesson in control. But before we begin, here's the intro. Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. In March of 2018, Harry and Meghan visited Ireland. This is about 2 months before their wedding. And already there were signs of control. Yesterday, I posted this compilation of clips I had made of Harry and Meghan in Ireland. I'm going to go through these clips, provide some commentary, and then we'll go through an article that was published at the same time about this same visit and how I believe it was misunderstood. And then I'm going to talk about this technique called eye grazing, which is what the body language expert called what Meghan was doing in the article. So this first clip is Harry and Meghan arriving there, and you can see, in my opinion, Meghan's reluctance to let go of Harry's hand for him to be able to shake hands with someone else. In the next clip, what I see is Meghan is on Harry's right, and Harry doesn't know what to do with himself because when Meghan moves to Harry's right, he can't go down the line and shake hands with everybody else. A lot of people commented that, well, Harry was the one that shook hands first, but that's not what I was pointing out. I was trying to show that Meghan strategically, in my opinion, steps to the right. And even Harry does that hand signal where he doesn't know what to do next. He's kind of stuck there. He can't go down the line. In this next clip, Harry and Meghan have made it inside, and what I see is Meghan give glances to Harry that she wants to get out of there. She doesn't look like she's enjoying this conversation, and eventually I think she has a mask slip. Here they're on stage giving an award, and I see Meghan behaving like a stage manager. She pushes both Harry and that young girl forward. And here you see Meghan control Harry with a single tap. Harry's interacting with the child and dancing, and as soon as Meghan touches his back, Harry stops cold. So just in these couple of moments, you see how Meghan has already started controlling Harry, strategically standing in certain places, acting like a stage manager. And this is all before the wedding. As I was putting together this video, I wanted to look up what articles were being published at the time. And I found this one in the Daily Mail. The title of the article is "She is bigging him up and making him look like a star." Body language expert says adoring Harry is reveling in undivided attention from stunning Hollywood actress Meghan, and he can't believe his luck. I'll go through the images that they use to demonstrate all of this, and I definitely see the looks that she's giving Harry, but I interpret them as something different. The article begins, Dr. Judy James says the flame-haired royal's nonverbal signals on a visit to Belfast in Northern Ireland yesterday showed he was finding Meghan Markle distracting, but was clearly enjoying the attention. The behavioral expert said the trip showed a change in the power dynamic between the couple, with the usually camera-confident Miss Markle looking to her beau instead to make the leading move. In earlier visits, Dr. James said Miss Markle appeared more at home with the cameras and would subtly choreograph their visits. Dr. James said this is a new stance for Miss Markle. This is something we haven't seen her do before. Her body language is evolving as the wedding gets nearer. This technique is called intense eye grazing. It would normally be used as an active listening signal. It is used to flatter the person speaking. You see a lot of it in America, but it's not a particularly strong trait in the UK. This kind of eye contact is at risk of putting someone off their stride while they are speaking. She is also doing it at very close quarters. Let's pause right here. First of all, I want to say, notice how the Daily Mail is calling her Miss Markle. It's very respectful, I would say. And later on in this video, I'm going to talk about this eye grazing because I've noticed narcissists do that a lot. It's very intimidating when this type of look is pointed at you. Megan does it all the time with all sorts of people. And at the end of this video, I'll give you 4 reasons why narcissists use this method. The article continues. She said, in the UK, this amount of eye contact and head closeness would normally only be used in the lead up to a kiss, so it would be very difficult for Harry to continue speaking. It would be massively distracting, though in a good way, as she is clearly flirting with him and he is clearly enjoying it. She looks stunning. He is just trying to go about his normal role and duties, and it's almost making him laugh. To be honest, it almost looks as though he can't quite believe his luck and managed to pull her in the first place, and is now getting this level of intense eye contact and attention from her. Let's pause here. And I do believe that he really felt adored by her. But we saw from the clips how the control had already started. The article continues. When asked if it was natural or conscious by Meghan, James said, I don't think it is natural. It's a new phrase of body language she is moving into. I think they mean face. The big thing about Meghan is she has always been quite dominant in the duo. She has always been more at home in front of the cameras and in interview situations than Harry. But now we are seeing quite submissive body language. To the waiting audience, this makes him look very heroic, like a besotted fan. Let's pause here. In my opinion, Meghan was still demonstrating dominant body language. And perhaps this was the first time that it was observed that Meghan is using her eyes to send signals and messages to Harry. In fact, that one clip I showed you, the one where she's telling Harry she wants to get out of there, in my opinion, I think she's doing that with her eyes. She's glancing over at him like, okay, let's get out of here. And then I thought this last sentence is kind of strange, that this makes him look very heroic, like a besotted fan. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that I would use these adjectives to describe a singular moment. Like if someone is feeling heroic, I picture them, their chest puffed up, they feel proud, they feel good about themselves. But a besotted fan is taking all their attention out and putting it on the person they admire. So it's just a very strange sentence. The article continues. It may be that as the wedding is getting closer, she is bigging him up and making him look like the star. And I will agree with this first part of the sentence, that as the wedding is getting closer, her behavior is changing. The closer and closer she gets to a point where it's very difficult for Harry to leave, the mask will start dropping. The article continues. When asked about the power dynamic in the relationship, Dr. James said, she definitely has him wrapped around her finger. She tends to choreograph what they do, though very subtly. I respectfully disagree. I don't think she does it subtly. It's very, very obvious to me. The article then says she has developed a trait when they started doing meet and greets, where she started to use self-diminishing body language poses, such as touching her hair or shielding her face. I think that was psychologically very smart to get the crowd on her side. I'm not saying she is being negatively manipulative, but by showing these high approval signals, she is showing she adores Harry as much as everyone in the UK does. Okay, let's pause there. I'm very conflicted about the phrase negatively manipulative. Manipulation, by definition, is about control. So, whether it looks sweet or harsh, the goal is to steer someone's feelings, perceptions, or behavior in a direction that benefits the manipulator. So, how can something be positively manipulative? I don't understand. Let me know what you think in the comments. The article then goes on to show a bunch of pictures from their visit, and you can see the intense gazing that Meghan is giving towards Harry. It's very intense, focused. It is admiring. It looks like an admiring glance. In this picture, there's actually a video moment here. Meghan's hand was controlling Harry's arm. So this is a picture, so we're only getting a second glimpse into it, but that's what she was doing in that photo. Here's another photo where she's gazing at him adoringly. I do think it's lovely how the light is shining on her eyes. It reminds me of old Hollywood and also in Adam's Family, I think it is, where they're always showing Morticia's eyes. Like those are always lit up. I also do want to say that I find Meghan attractive in these photos. I think she's beautiful. I also really like the outfit that she's wearing. Here's another one where she's gazing lovingly at Harry, and this time her eyebrows are raised. So you do see that Meghan is using this intense staring towards Harry. Now, a lot of people wonder, including myself, could Meghan really have had that much control before the wedding? Because usually this is the love bombing stage, the phase where a narcissist is on their absolute best behavior, the gifts, the charm, the public adoration, it's all dialed up to 100. But here's the catch. Even in love bombing, control starts creeping in, and eye grazing is one of the sneakiest way to do this. And here are 4 reasons why narcissists use this technique. The first is the silent test. Eye grazing is the perfect low risk way to test control. A sharp glance doesn't ruin the fairy tale image, but it teaches the partner, pay attention, I'll correct you without a word. It's training through micro signals. During love bombing, the narcissist is training their partner to read them like a book. That look across the room, it's conditioning. It says, I don't need to raise my voice. You'll learn to respond to my eyes. It's praise on the outside and power on the inside. While she's bigging him up in public, making Harry look like the star, showering him with admiration, the eye grazing adds an unspoken subtext. It's like she's saying, remember, I'm in control of the spotlight. And finally, the leash behind the curtain. That's the genius of it. To the public, it's devotion, but to Harry, it's direction. The leash is invisible, but it's already there. Even in the love bombing stage, control can start quietly. A smile for the crowd, a glance for the partner. One builds the image, the other builds the leash. Control doesn't come through arguments or ultimatums. It comes through these micro moves like eye grazing that look like nothing to outsiders, but silently establish who holds the power. So I'm curious to know, what do you all think about this? Do you see what I see in the video clips and these pictures? Please drop your thoughts in the comments. If this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you're looking for a meaningful way to support something beyond the screen, I'd love for you to consider making a donation to the National Domestic Violence Hotline in lieu of super chats and super stickers. They provide 24/7 support and resources for people in unsafe or overwhelming situations, whether that's emotional, physical, or just hard to name. Their information is on the screen should you need to contact them, and you'll find the link to donate in the description of this video. Every little bit helps, and it means a lot. Thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.